Good morning, folks. Welcome to the program, all about cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center in the north end of New Bedford, just off of Route 140, or exit 5. And we're on Church Street, 867 Church Street, just past Regal House, Webb Plumbing and Heating, and then Dollar General and Ralph's Auto Center, directly opposite of New Bedford Vocational's faculty entrance. Very easy to get to. So check us out. If you're in the market for a used car, today's a good day to go by and talk to David. My brother David's there today, and he's off for the weekend. And you can talk to him. He's been in the car business, oh my God, all his life. Actually, a bit longer than me, because he's a little bit older than me. But he certainly knows his automobiles. He's been a buyer on the market for many, many years, on the road buying cars. And he certainly knows how to appraise a car, and he knows a good car from a bad car. And it is a skill that takes time to develop. And it just can't be influenced by the look of the car. A lot of factors come into play. But if you're out and about, today's a good day to stop by and talk to him. And if we don't have what on the lot what you're looking for, we can always find that car for you. Again, 867 Church Street, just down from Regal House and Webb Plumbing and Dollar General is Ralph's, and that same little strip of businesses. That seems to be it's growing a little bit, getting more and more traffic on Church Street, and that's a good thing. And it's just off of exit 5, so anyone coming from out of town in the suburbs, you just get on 140 or off from 195 to 140. Very easy. Not a traffic light or a stop sign. Very easy to get in and out. Easier to get to than the mall, if you want to know the truth. Okay? And a lot less traffic and trying to get around the mall area, especially with all the construction going on up there now at Fons Corner. And you can ring me up here at 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. And now that it's starting to get a little cooler, if you really haven't paid attention to your car, now's the time to think about it to get through the winter. And, a lot of people, they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to keep their car up. But when it really starts getting cold and your car doesn't start or you're having problems, it's overheating. And in the cold weather is a lot of overheating because people haven't maintained their cooling systems. A lot of things come into play. And the longer you let it ride, the more it's going to cost you. So pay me now and pay me later. And paying later usually ends up means paying more. Kind of like the national debt. Keeps increasing. Well, when we finally decide, if ever, to pay it off, it's going to be a lot harder. Okay? Maybe not for you or me, but for our kids. Okay? You think you're getting poorer? Wait till the future comes. We've got a caller here. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie.
Billy.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
All right, how you feeling?
Good. Overall, good.
Would you ask me with this weather here, when all this wind is blowing all this leaves and stuff all over the place?
It's been reasonably good. A lot better than I was in the spring. I got really whacked hard in the spring, but so far in the fall, we're staying, we try to manage it. Because the girls, when I go see those nurses, they beat the crap out of you, saying you got to manage it. So they taught me
Well, that's their job,
Yeah, well, they taught me to pay attention, to manage it.
Pay attention.
Right, to manage it. You think you're ignoring it, sort of go away. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so you know how it is.
Yeah.
But,
so, what's going on? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Good.
My wife and I were invited to go out with some friends because none of our kids are home anymore. So,
it's like me. I'll have soup, I guess.
Yeah, my son Andrew's out of town to go see his in-laws, and my other boy, I think, is working.
They stick closer to the girl's mother family.
Yeah.
Than the other guy's family.
Yeah, well, they kind of rotate between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mm-hmm. And my daughter's in Charleston, so she's not coming up, and we're not going down. So there you have it. So
you and the old lady's going to be by yourself.
Well, we're going out with another couple.
Oh.
A couple of people, yeah. So, that should work out,
I thought you'd be alone. I was going to invite you here.
Oh.
You could have nice canned soup.
You're going to have MRIs?
Yeah.
MREs, right?
Yeah, I can get you some of them. We could have some of them.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Very cheap meal.
Yeah, well. I know, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, I know you always shop on cars. You tell me every week. You got anything new? Something I would like.
Well, we have some cars. They haven't they have to go through the system. We've been so kind of bogged down.
Well, I don't care, but just tell me what it is. Maybe I'd be interested. Who knows? And I could wait till you clean it up.
Well, we've got a few cars we're trying to get ready. We have an '04 Subaru Forester. I know that's not your kind of machine.
Nope, sorry.
It's an all-wheel drive Subaru premium package. It's an XS, and that's I think that's going to be priced at less than $8,500.
Tell me, you got any big Lexuses parked in the corner again?
No, we haven't.
No, huh? Geez, you ain't had one of them for a while.
No, we haven't. To be honest with you, you're right. We haven't had.
Jesus.
Haven't had, we did bring in an Odyssey van, which I think is sold. The lady's supposed to come down, but it's an '08 Odyssey XE, which I'm driving. It has 50. I was just talking to Ken on the way out. It has 53,000 miles. I wasn't sure what the mileage is. 53,300, 400 miles, right around there.
Yeah.
Priced at just under 12. Low mileage cars hold their value, And vans are getting harder to find good, clean ones. They really are.
A lot of them rot out quick.
Well, they do. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do, because they're kind of boxy, right?
Yep.
And they're on the road a lot because the kids, you're going to school, you're going to sports, you're going whatever.
Well, a lot of little businesses use them too and run the hell out of them.
Yeah. But we've got that. Got an '02 Denali GMC Yukon Denali that's due in XL in red, but I haven't seen that yet. It hasn't touched down. I don't know the status of that.
That's a pretty good GMC. That's mid-size one, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. And I have a, I see here a 2013 Yukon. 2013 Yukon.
Ooh, that's a big one.
SLT. With, I think the mileage is around 40 something. I'm not sure. That'll be fairly pricey for us. I mean, but we do sell cars like that.
Yeah,
people want them. We bring them in.
Chrysler in there?
Do I have a Chrysler?
The Chrysler is still in there?
The 300 is gone.
It's gone?
Yeah, that went up to the Boston area. Somebody found it on the website and came down and checked it out, fell in love with it. We had two people on it, actually. Somebody from works down in the Wareham area. I don't know if they live down there, if they live over in New Bedford.
Well, they must come down and say, gee, boy, it's much cheaper down here to buy the cars up in Boston.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper and cleaner cars and less hassle, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's why they come down here and buy them.
Yeah, but he saw the car and the guy was impressed, and he just found it hard to believe the guy kept it that clean, but your eyes are there, you check it out, and you go through it 2-3 times, you say, wow, I've never seen a winter day, so now it will, I guess. But
I guess so now.
The fellow who owned it, matter of fact, he was in Florida, he called me, and told him, hey, your car's going away, you got to send that title up. So that's another happy customer, the seller as well as the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gentleman who owns the car is an older feller, and he's down in Florida now for the winter, and he didn't want to deal with the hassles of people showing up at his house all hours, the day and the night, and calling in.
Better showing up at your showroom.
Right. So we help facilitate the sale for him. So it works out it's a win-win for everybody, all three parties, us, the buyer, and the seller.
Uh-huh.
So, but we had I believe it's another Jeep came in, an '02 Jeep Wrangler, but I believe that's sold. Matter of fact, a listener to this radio station program bought it. Andrew brought it in. We've been looking for a while for this gentleman. Finally found a decent one.
That's the square jobs.
The Army Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're hard to find at a reasonable price. They really are.
Yeah, the Jeeps, I've been looking in the books, and even the Army Jeeps, from the 40s.
Oh, they're worth a fortune.
Willys JB. Boy, they're expensive.
Yeah, if they're in good shape, Billy, you got to pay a good buck for them. There's no doubt about that. Got a 07 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. It's like a red, but a ruby red. It's not a red. It's like a ruby red.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful car. Has 71,000. That's a diesel. So it's a nice. It's the GM. It's the Mercedes diesel in it, and that's a real nice car for somebody who's looking for a diesel Jeep. So it'd be really good on fuel, and have a lot of torque in the winter, or if you're towing. If in the winter you go up with snowmobiles, or you have a boat or a camper, it'll handle it with not even a second thought. It's low mileage for an 07 with 71,000, especially a diesel. It's nothing, and it's priced under 15. That represents a superior value.
Yeah.
A new one would run you probably around 50 grand, 55, I'd say, in today's money. So when you look at the numbers, these make sense. Plus, your taxes are less, your excise tax, your sales tax, because
right.
The government always wants a bigger and bigger.
Got the hand in your pocket and then in your back pocket.
Billy, we're no longer the land of the free.
No.
We're the land of the fee.
Yeah.
The F-E-E.
Oh, well.
Not the F-R-R-E.
So what do you got for American makes? You know I like them, except for the Lexus.
Well, we got a couple of...
That Lexus, I'm telling you, that was close to buying that. And close to buying that Chrysler, too, but I don't know.
Well, that Chrysler was a nice one.
I don't know. I think I screwed up on that one.
That Chrysler was a cherry. There's no doubt.
I know. I screwed up on that one, but gee.
That car, Billy,
the caddy's running so damn good and everything. You know, you say, gee whiz, you know.
Yeah, your caddy's good shape.
Why the hell is he, So, hey. And it's still under 100,000 miles in that caddy, which is a 97, right?
Yep. No, your caddy's a nice ride. That's a serious ride.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Gee, if I trade that in, someone else is going to get all the benefits of it. It's running so good. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, the newer,
I was weighing it, you know what I mean?
You know, I was thinking about it. A lot of the newer cars today, they wow you with all the electronics, which the younger people are impressed with. You know, they have these, the dashboards have all turned into like iPads. When you turn on the key, all the software lights up, and all it is a screen you're looking at, like an iPad or on your screen in your computer. And they just program it so you see the gauges and all that, and it looks like you're reading analog, but in fact it's all totally digital. It's just feeding your eye in an analog mode, if you will.
Well, the caddy's practically like that anyway, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, well, the newer caddies...
Everything, trunk open, door open, seat
Well, yeah, but yours is... Yeah, but it's more mechanical. It's more of an on-wheel.
Yeah, right.
They're taking away from the ride and the handle. Unless you get into the more expensive cars. You get into the Caddies, you get into the Acuras, you get into the Infinities. Now you're paying for the performance, the ride, the handle. But they still wow you with all these electronics. And,
all these bells and whistles and all that stuff.
And they're removing the participation of the driver from the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It's like the vehicle now does more on its own. It doesn't need your assistance until it breaks.
Almost like one of the older cars I get. You know, although it has a few more things, but it's almost the same. You know?
Yeah. Well, your car, though, you still drive it. You still control more of the devices.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like the older cars. You know what I mean?
Right. You want to call in the air. Now, your car has climate control. That's a bit of automation.
Right.
It's like being in your house. You set the thermostat, boom, it does the rest.
Right.
But these new cars have all kinds of sensors and they do so much more for you, and they're in control. And and a lot of these systems.
Well, what else? Everything's controlling our lives, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Computers, iPads, cars. They talk to you. Everything.
Yeah, they're going to be talking to you, all right. They're going to be talking to you. They're going to be saying, a lot of people will be in line so long when you want to talk to a human because the human, like going to the bank. You want to see a human, well, the line is out the door. You want to go up to the the automated teller machine, and then it's, you just pay your fees and go. But and they're going to pay for the human.
Well, just like if you call some of the companies, press 1 for this. If you know, press 1 for that. Hey, I just want to talk to a live person.
Yeah, well, it's not always easy to get to a live person.
I know that, yeah. Sometimes you got to go through the whole thing, then you got to press 0 for operator. I say, lady, can I talk to somebody? Are you real?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, they have these, like, fembots that answer, artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of artificial intelligence around. Yeah. Sometimes I talk to people and I say to myself, they don't know what the hell's going on. It's like, geez, I think I'm better off talking to a computer. But
how about Ford? The car parks itself now, right? Backs into this parking place.
Well, yeah.
Who is?
They haven't.
Well, a lot of people need that because a lot of people cannot park a car.
No, a lot of people. Well, yeah, they can't drive it, let alone park it, Billy. If they can't drive it, they're going to have a hell of a time parking it. Right?
A lot of them don't know how to park it, is right.
Yeah. I see it all the time. We got lines, and they straddle the line. They park like. I say to myself, God, I hope
they'll go in between, and they go, so close to one side or the other.
If they can't park their car, I always wonder about their toiletry.
They're driving, huh?
I wonder about their toiletry manners.
Oh, my God. So, listen, you ain't got no American cars. Oh, you had the GMC, you said.
I got a couple of Camrys, XLEs. I've got a couple of Camrys that are priced right, under $10,000. 2 of them. One of them less than the other because of the mileage, but they're decent machines with these Camrys. We've got a little inexpensive Saturn that we're getting ready. It's Saturn 2.
Yeah.
Only 66,000 miles, priced at less than 6,000.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a Jap car.
No, the Saturn's American, former GM.
I mean the one before you said Toyota, right?
Yeah, the Toyotas, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Jap car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah, Saturn was made by GM till they dropped that too.
Yeah, they cut off Olds, they cut off Buick, they cut off Saturn.
Yeah, no, Buick still they cut off Oldsmobile and Pontiac.
Did I say Pontiac? Did I say Buick?
Yeah, you did.
Well, I'm wrong. It should not be Pontiac.
Yeah. Well, my little friend there bought the little Plymouth off you.
The Neon?
Yep, but we come up for oil change shortly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. And my caddy's due to, I'd say, end of this month, beginning next month, up for another oil change. We do it every 3,000 miles. I'm faithful. Every 3,000 miles, even if it's just a little bit below, I'll change it, you know?
Yeah. I got an 05 American Chevy Impala LS with 71,000 miles.
Yeah, but you had that for a while, right?
I had to get some parts and do some work to it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I didn't want to sell it until they're known. You have to update the gaskets on the intake manifold.
Oh, yeah.
They leak oil.
Yep.
So we had to, put all new gasket sets in there, put the upgraded, because the gaskets originally from the manufacturer were not that good.
Well, anything comes from the manufacturer, not that good.
Well, they
put what they get quick to get them out of there. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of
and
shops.
Cost.
A lot of shops would power wash the engine down, tighten down the intake manifold bolts, say a prayer, Hail Mary, send it out the door, and you won't notice the leak for about a month down the road because it'll take time to leak its way down because they clean it real good. But that isn't the way to do it. So we did take it apart, put all new parts in it, put it back together, and that's what took the delay. So the car is ready for the road, 71,000 miles, it's all there.
What's that going for?
Just under 6.
Under 6?
Yeah, an 05 under 6,000, 71,000. Nice road car.
Oh, yeah.
Nice ride.
Black one. I think I've seen that one.
No, this is champagne.
Oh, you had a black one there before?
Yeah, that's gone. That's the one you're thinking about. Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, all right. That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, this one hasn't been here that long. It just took us time to get it to, put it together. We've been kind of short-handed, so kind of buried, actually. But
well, things are quiet down, so I'll probably come. You're there usually in the afternoons, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll come by this weekend and see you.
All right.
Now, let's get down to business.
Okay.
Windshield washers in the car.
Windshield washers?
Yep, you press the button or whatever you put in it.
And it puts the spritzer on the window,
Yeah. When did that come in?
When?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question.
I know.
Wow. When did they come out with windshield washers?
Yep.
So they would squirt on the...
Yep. Just like today's cars. Probably a little different, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's always a pioneer.
Some of them worked up the vacuum a little bit.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Let me guess. I would say if it's in the pioneering stage, it's usually not the big guys. They usually copy the little guys or buy them out. So I would say it was either, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was either probably like a company like AMC or Rambler or Chrysler came out with it first. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would tend to think it was a little guy more than...
It was a little guy.
Yeah.
It used to be... It didn't have it on the dashboard. It used to be a pump on the left-hand side.
On the floorboards.
On the floor, you used to pump it, yes.
Yeah, on the floorboards. Because I remember one time...
in the 60s. With AMC, which was Rambler then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rambler... No, but they came out with that before the 60s, though, Billy. The washers, didn't they?
Maybe the late 50s in Rambler.
Yeah, all right. I thought the late...
58, 59, maybe.
Yeah. But Rambler was the first, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. I was going to say between Rambler and Chrysler, but my feelings were... I had fixed one of those bubble pumps there, the little used to press on the floorboards.
Yeah, with a little bag up front.
Bag would be on the...
On the firewall.
On the
fender.
In
the fender, yeah.
Right, in the fender wall.
Yep.
It looked... They'd put a bag there, it looked like a plasma bag or something, in a hospital, and there would be... And Ford used those bags, too.
Yes.
And they would put the washer fluid in that. Some had... I'm trying to remember who had a... I saw one... most of them were... GM was the ones that had the plastic containers,
Yes, GM did, the plastic bottle.
Yeah, plastic bottle.
Yep, and Ford and Mercury had the glass bottle.
I thought I was going to say glass on some of them. I couldn't remember. I remember seeing...
Ford, my Mercury has a button on the wiper switch. You press, and that will squirt them out.
What year's your Merc?
The 454.
Oh, so they went back to that far back then, yeah. So
yeah, they went way back.
I would say, if I had to guess on washers, I'd say sometime in the 50s, But probably the late 40s, I would say, because the country was
Yeah,
pretty infected.
I don't really know. I thought you might know, so I'm asking. But I know it goes, as far as I know, it goes back to 54 because the Mercury's got them with glass bottles.
Now, most of them used what to power the washer, the stream to wash your window? Were they like the AMC you mentioned had the pump? You
pumped it on the floor.
I remember those because I remember fixing one once that broke the line and it flooded the floorboards. All the floorboards got wet, and the guy says, "I don't understand why floorboards are all wet." I remember it was like
anything in them days, Ralph, would be off a vacuum.
They had
vacuum wipers.
Fords had a little electric motor. They used to put at the bottom of the bag.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the Fords did. They had a, and then GM had a
but
pump.
That had to be up near the 60s somewhere.
Yeah, it was 60s.
Because I know the Mercury is working off vacuum. The wipers when you turn it, and when you want to wash the windows, there's a little button in there, in the wiper thing knob, and that will wash. That will push. But that's all vacuum.
Yeah, so they used the vacuum pump also to squirt the windshield.
Yeah, right.
As well as run the wipers.
Yes,
They had a vacuum motor to run the wipers.
Right. Yep, it was all vacuum.
Because in the old days, and you fellas out there and gals who've been driving for a while, remember taking your foot off. Like you're going up Hathaway Road, let's say in the winter, on a rainy day, going up Hathaway Road, your wipers would shiver going across the windshield blade.
Too sometimes.
Sometimes stop.
Yes.
And as soon as you get to the top of the hill, they go like nuts and start slapping against the bottom of the...
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the old days. Yeah, they used to do...
Well, that's a good question. I knew it went back, into the late 50s. But I'm just thinking now, you jog my mind, the Mercury's got it, damn it.
You know what?
A glass bottle.
I got one for you. You know how Volkswagen used to power their windshield washer spray? You know how they used to power it to send it to the windshield?
No idea.
Well, they didn't use electric. They didn't use vacuum.
No?
What does that leave you?
Manual?
Well, yeah, you could use the pump. Okay, I didn't think of that one like the AMC.
Yeah.
They used the spare tire in the front.
Spare tire in the front?
They would you'd screw in a little rubber hose line to the valve stem. To the valve stem, it would pressurize the tank. And it would pressurize the tank because your tire would hold like 30 pounds of air in them days, roughly 28, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
With a bias ply before radials. And they would pressurize and wash the windshield. And people would say, well, then you're going to empty your spare. Well, they had a little pressure valve in there that would only take so much air out of the tire before it would stop working. So you didn't...
Wow, that's pretty good invention, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty sharp, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they used that to
when the hell was that put out?
That was in the 60s.
Oh, okay, 60s, all right.
Yeah, the 60s, and it was actually extremely efficient. The Germans, I'll tell you, it's a nice way of doing it with the minimalist amount of resources, and it's using the energy already in the tire, because the pressure is energy.
Well.
And it would work it, and it wouldn't deplete the tire. I mean, it was a little safety valve in there. It only takes so many pounds before it shut off the system,
Well, maybe somebody knows how far back the windshield washers went, but I know it goes back as far as I can remember, because I have one. It's in 54.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I guess you had to go out there and wait for the rain to start and to wash your windshield at the same time, or throw a bucket at it.
Yeah, well, it was tough in them other days.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't have none of that, so you had to carry a bucket or a spray ball or something to come out and with a rag or some paper towels and clean the window and go down and get out again and clean it again.
Yeah.
That's all. Ralph.
Yeah.
1955 DeSoto.
Wow, that's a big horse. Okay, 55.
All right.
DeSoto. Yeah.
This is a wagon.
Wow, bigger horse. Okay.
DeSoto. And
not my favorite cars. I never got into DeSotos.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get you on.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
55
we got
DeSoto. 3
on the floor. We got 3 on the tree. We got automatic.
Yeah.
Where the hell is this shift here? To move this car, from park to...
The only one I could think of, DeSoto, would probably put a... Christ, I used to have these queer arrangements where you push these buttons in on the dashboard. And it could have been on. It could have been on that one, like an early.
No.
They didn't do that, like the Valiants had.
This DeSoto did it in '55. It's the same as a Plymouth.
On the steering wheel or what?
No,
on the Plymouth.
No.
A Plymouth would be basic. That would be cheaper. That's a cheaper system.
But it was the same thing.
Really?
The shift was the same in the Plymouth as the DeSoto.
You're talking automatic now, a stick.
Automatic, yes.
Well, they didn't use much in console shifters back in them days. It would be probably on the shift column.
No.
No?
No.
Steering wheel?
No.
Well, I don't know. Where else is there, Billy?
Right on the dashboard is a big lever.
Oh, and a lever. Okay. Kind of like the Corvairs.
Yep, goes up and down, from park all the way down. Yeah, that's where it is.
You remember the Corvairs? How they used to have that little...
Yep. My buddy's got some of them. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, because I see them all the time.
You pull the lever down?
Yes, that's the one. It's right on the dashboard on the right-hand side of the steering wheel.
Okay, so it's just like the Honda I'm driving now, the van I'm testing out. The shifter's right on the dashboard to the right of the steering wheel.
Oh.
And Renault, Nissan started bringing that back in the modern. Everything comes around, it goes.
Oh, yeah, what's new is old already, just revised a little bit,
Yeah, so.
Well, Ralphie, I got more, but I got to save it for next week.
Well, you kind of got me. I guess those 55 DeSotos, too, all had one of the earlier versions of the Hemis, too.
Well, this one here happens to be a Hemi, and then they also made it just the 383. No, not 383. Yeah, 383 in it.
Oh, 383. Wow, that was a good engine. 383 was a
that was a good. That was a better engine. And then after that, they come out with the Hemi.
383. Yeah, that was it. Gee, I haven't heard those numbers in a while.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, I mean the 360s, 318s have kind of been the last of that lineage. But the 383, yeah, that was a strong engine.
Yes, it was.
Actually, I'm talking to you about DeSotos, and I was kind of not giving a car, not doing justice to it. But I was looking at this 55 DeSoto Fire Dome convertible.
Yep.
Now that's one hot-looking machine.
Yes, it is.
That's an impressive machine in red and white two-tone.
And that's a big buck car.
Is it big? Oh, I imagine it wouldn't be cheap, but I'm looking at it. It's a.
They call it the Avenger.
Is it? That's a handsome machine.
Yes, it is.
It's a handsome. No, it's a really. It's a look. It's a look. It's a really.
And DeSoto didn't make many wagons, and the last wagon really made out of wood was 1950, and then everybody went to the steel bodies.
Huh.
But do you know they still kept that tooth grill?
Okay.
If you look them up, all the way up to 59, tooth grill.
Yeah, I'm looking at a 50.
All the hot rodders wanted them. Remember, stick them in the Fords and Chevys.
Yeah. The 57 DeSoto I'm looking at here, Ultimate they call it. But it's unimpressive. To me, it doesn't do nothing for me. The 57. That 55 ragtop though is a beautiful machine.
Yes.
A beautiful, and the 55, even the Fire Dome sedan. It's a respectable looking machine. And bringing back memories looking at these cars.
Well, yeah, you're right. A lot of these cars bring back a lot of memories.
Yeah, seeing these cars, you kind of forget. And the way they paint them.
You forget what they look like. You know why? Because you don't see them on the street no more.
Well, no, you'd have to go down south or, the show. Yeah. Well,
especially wagons, which they did not make many of,
Yeah. The 55 DeSoto that's a nice car. You go down to, South Beach, you probably have a lot of gals want to go for a ride using that car with a top.
I don't know why they got rid of wagons, because wagons were so handy. You could have 9 people. If you wanted to carry something, put the seats down, and you didn't have a big, ugly SUVs like you got today.
Well, yeah. And they got the vans to kind of take the place of the wagons, but they're making somewhat of a comeback a little bit. Volkswagen's had a pretty good run with wagons.
Wagons, yeah.
Yeah, Volkswagen stayed pretty true to those, and hatchbacks and the smaller stuff, which are more European in design. More hatchbacks are starting to have a new renaissance in America, but because of their utilitarian, they can very utility to use them. Utilitarian,
Well, wagon's like a utility vehicle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, the old timers like the wagons. Yeah, and the Germans do make a good wagon. And Mercedes makes a wagon too.
Yeah, there's a few of them around. I see wagons.
Yeah.
And Volvo's got a few wagons.
Yes.
They're not the giant ones, but they're wagons.
Yeah.
They're not like these in the 50s, big DeSotos or Chryslers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do see them around.
Yeah, they're out there. I was looking at a 37 DeSoto S3. That's a sharp-looking machine.
37?
37 DeSoto S3. There's a used one here they were asking $27,500 for. So they're bringing a dough. And it's kind of.
I'll tell you right now, if you can get a nice car in the 30s or your early 40s, I mean, you know, a real prestigious car, Packard, Buick, something, they are big money all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know?
You know,
I don't know why. For a while there, you know, nobody wanted anything, but all of a sudden, boy, everybody's looking for 30s and straight cars now, and 40s in the bigger models.
Yeah.
Your Packards, your Lincolns, your Buicks, you know?
Well, all these plastic cars we get on the road today, those are real machines.
You know what I mean? So they're bringing, I've been looking, I mean, you know, a while back you could get them for 15, 16. Now, you're talking in the 30s.
Oh, easy, yeah. I agree with you there.
If it's a nice car, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was just looking at a 31 DeSoto coupe for sale, and they're asking $45,000.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You know,
45 grand. So, and it has the rumble seat.
Rumble seat coupe, yeah.
Yeah. And
unbelievable, huh?
yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful condition, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course. For that kind of money, it's got to be in good shape. You know what I mean?
But it's a roadster. It's the kind of guy.
That's rare, roadster.
That's the kind of car you're going to look at it and see a Thompson machine gun on in the back seat. You know.
You're probably right. All right, I'll let you go. Someone else want to talk.
All right. Thanks,
nice
Billy.
talking to you. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. Always good to hear from Billy. You can ring me up here, 996-0500. We're going to play a tune, and I'm going to take a drink of water. Water, I said. Yep, here we go. Tell me who this voice is. You win a set of wiper blades. Don't cheat. Tell me who's the voice here.
Charlie, my boy, oh, Charlie, my boy, you thrill me, you chill me with shivers of joy. You've got that kind of sort of bit of a way that makes me, takes me, tell me, what shall I say? And when we dance, I read in your glance whole pages and ages of love and romance. They tell me Romeo was some lover too, but boy, he should have taken lessons from you. You seem to start where others get through. Oh, Charlie, my boy. Charlie, my boy, oh, Charlie, my boy, you thrill me, you chill me with shivers of joy. You've got that kind of sort of bit of a way that makes me, takes me, tell me, what shall I say? And when we dance, I read in your glance whole pages and pages of love and romance. They tell me Romeo was some lover too, but boy, he should have taken lessons from you. You seem to start where others get through. Oh, Charlie, my boy.
Okay. Nobody called on that. Nobody wanted a set of wiper blades, I guess, huh? Didn't know who that voice was. Fairly modern tune. I think it was recorded in the early 40s. I'm not going to tell you who it is, unless someone wants to call me on it. There's an article I just started glancing at, out of the Wall Street. The Republican establishment, this is here, Republican mainstream revs up effort to hit Trump. The Republican establishment increasingly alarmed by the enduring strength of Donald Trump's presidential bid is ratcheting up efforts to knock him out of the race, including the first attempt to unite donors from rival camps into a single anti-Trump force. A well-connected GOP operative is planning a guerrilla campaign backed by secret donors to defeat and destroy the celebrity businessman's candidacy, according to a memo reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. The super PAC supporting Ohio Governor John Kucinich is airing. I got to turn the page, so bear with me. I'm up against the cabinet here. I got to take these calls. The whole phone's lit up here. Excuse the interruption. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hello, Ralph?
Hi, yes.
Would it be Bing Crosby?
You're close, but it's not. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, caller, you're on. Very good afternoon.
Ralph?
Yes.
It wasn't Frank Sinatra.
Nope.
All righty.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the call. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, I had the road pulled out from under me. I was going to say it was a younger sound than Bing Crosby.
You're close, but it's not.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that. Thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Was that Dick Haynes?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I guess I'll have to say who it was. That was Bob Crosby. That was Bing's brother, Bob Crosby. Sound a lot alike. Huh?
That was close,
Well,
though.
his brother, the same DNA. But it wasn't Bing Crosby. It was Bob Crosby, okay? Just for the record. Okay. Just now back to the article for the people who want to hear about the article. Maybe nobody wants to hear about it. I don't know. But we're going to finish it. We're almost up. We're not far from the news. But you can call me here, 9960500. As I was mentioning, let me finish off. The super PAC supporting Ohio Governor John Kucinich is airing a series of ads targeting Mr. Trump's former Florida, targeting Mr. Trump. Former Governor Jeb Bush struck with his bluntest attacks yet on Friday, and a super PAC tied to the Club for Growth, an economic conservative group, is trying to raise money to resume attack ads that'll run in Iowa against Trump. Together, the efforts seem to represent a turning point in the GOP contest, in which other campaigns have previously been skittish about taking on Mr. Trump so directly. The sense of urgency has mounted in part because Trump continues at or near the top of the GOP polls, even after many predicted that the Paris terror attacks would lead voters to turn to a more seasoned candidate. I don't know what they mean by seasoned. Is that a Bush or a Hillary? Give me a break. Seasoned. You mean more connected, maybe? I don't know how I can say seasoned. The most concerted, well, we got a seasoned president. Look what's happening there. Well, he's seasoned now, right? 6 years at the helm. The most concerted effort, let's see here. The most concerted effort is Trump Card LLC, the self-styled guerrilla campaign being launched by Liz Meyer, the former online communications director of the Republican National Committee. Wow, the most conservative effort is a Trump Card LLC, the self-styled guerrilla campaign being launched by Liz Meyer, the former online communications director of the Republican National Committee. In the absence of our efforts, Mr. Trump is exceedingly unlikely to implode or be forced out of the race, according to the Trump Card memo. The stark reality is that unless something dramatic or unconventional is done, Trump will be the Republican nominee and Hillary will become the president. Well, I don't know if that would really take place that way. I think that's what they're trying to scare people into believing, so that the establishment will stay in control, either with Hillary or with a Bush or who else in Republicans? You got Rubio, would be more in the connected establishment. I think Cruz less likely, as well as the senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, is less establishment in my mind anyway. Opposition research, grassroots organizing, and donor outreach has been going on for weeks, Mrs. Meyer said, while declining to name backers. It's loosely organized and highly confidential. I'm sure it is, she said. That's my comment. I'm sure it is. I certainly know donors who are very happy their fingerprints will be kept off things. So I'm sure, I certainly know donors who are very happy that their fingerprints will be kept off things, meaning they won't be announced where the money's coming from. Asked about Mrs. Maher's campaign, Trump declined to respond in detail, but said through his spokeswoman, Hope Hicks, that Mrs. Maher worked for Scott Walker and lost her job. Who can blame her? Mr. Maher worked briefly for Wisconsin Governor Walker while he ran for president, but quit after her campaign social media posts disparaging Iowans were unearthed. So I guess she got in a little trouble for that. As a limited liability company, Trump Card LLC wouldn't have to disclose its donors to the Federal Election Commission. Mrs. Novak, communication director for the Center for Responsive Politics, said she said she's aware of no restrictions on the kinds of political activities that could be funded through the LLC. You don't know who is behind it. Mrs. Maher, who has ties to the Libertarian movement and the GOP establishment, said that donors backing Texas Senator Ted Cruz, Mr. Kucinich, Mr. Bush are interested, and that some worry that going public could hurt their candidate. Rick Wilson, a Republican media consultant, said in an interview that he is prepared to make ads for the new group. People have finally taken the threat that Trump will destroy the Republican Party and lose the general election to Hillary Clinton seriously, Mr. Wilson, who recently started working for the new super PAC backing Florida Senator Mark Rubio. The super PAC supporting Mr. Kucinich, New Day America, on Thursday began airing ads showing Mr. Trump and retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson while invoking the 13th Paris attacks on the job training for president does not work, the ad says. Well, look at the job training we got going on now. It's my response. Mr. Trump responded by threatening to sue the super PAC. John Kucinich should focus his special interest money on building up his failed image, not negative ads on me, Mr. Trump said in one of a stream of posts on Twitter. Mr. Bush on CNBC's Squawk Box on Friday criticized Trump's proposal to tighten U.S. security with measures such as closing mosques. Mr. Trump also recently seemed to endorse setting up a Muslim registration database, backed away from that on Friday. You talk about closing mosques, you talk about registering people, that's just wrong, Mr. Bush said. It's manipulating people's anguish and their fears, not strength. That's weakness. Mrs. Maher's anti-Trump effort is planning an especially blunt and direct approach. The group's memo said that it would be pitching opposition research to media in early voting states, as well as radio and television ads and web video to attract media attention based on their outrageousness and boundary-breaking and bizarre nature. Well, they're really coming after this guy. One possible ad would link Mr. Trump's views and style to his celebrity foe, Roseanne O'Donnell, in hopes of provoking a reaction from Mr. Trump, according to the memo. Other possible tactics include fake pro-Trump ads that show him supporting socialized medicine, seizing property through eminent domain, and taking other positions that stray from the Republican or GOP orthodoxy, using a Trump impersonator to show him insulting people and attacking his business record on stark, nasty terms. The goal, according to the memo, isn't to convert Mr. Trump's supporters into backing other candidates, but to dissuade them from voting altogether, especially in New Hampshire, the influential's first in the nation primary. Until Mr. Kucinich super PAC ads, there has been little paid to advertising attacking Mr. Trump. That is in part because donors have been reluctant to invest in such efforts because they assume that his candidacy would fizzle on its own. Some candidates, such as Mr. Cruz, have been reluctant to attack Trump because they hope to inherit his support if and when his candidacy fades. Doug, let's see here. I'm trying to read this. Let's see. Doug Sacktilben, I don't know if I'm saying that right, a Club for the Growth spokesman, said and they said its super PAC hoped to run more ads in Iowa and New Hampshire. We're still in the fundraising stage, he said. Well, there you have a quick article. First time I read it, so I apologize for the hesitation here. I'm trying to read and watch the screen here. But they're coming after him. What else is new? Hello. Very good afternoon.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm spectacular.
Yeah. So they're coming after Trump. What else is new?
Well, it's on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. But it's his side of the team, if you will.
Yeah.
Because it's threatening the power base. See, the power Republican Democrat doesn't make much difference when you get top. It's like a pyramid. The closer you get to the top.
Oh yeah, they're all together on the top.
Yeah, at the top of the pyramid.
Absolutely.
Republican Democrats are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the fun.
Staying in power is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they're scared of this guy. I heard somebody the other day knocking him down because he was ruthless and he always won, and whoever he went against ended up in the poor farm or out on the street. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, I think I like to win for a change. That sounds like my kind of guy. I'm sorry.
Well, we don't know. I'm still hesitant.
I know, you're on the fence.
I think of Ross Perot. You know, I don't know if he's a real deal. We'll see.
Well,
because the real deal will have to be a real reformist. You know, it'll have to be kind of like Roosevelt was for the 30s. We need somebody here going into this century for what Roosevelt. Now, Roosevelt took us down the wrong path, and here we are now, a socialized country, a fascist or a corporatist type country. And here we are.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
We are in trouble. We don't get our act together. We're going to lose it. I agree with you. Well, catch you on the other side of the news. Thank you for listening, folks. Stay with us. Be back in about 7 minutes.
Desert me when I needed you. Yes, you.
Welcome back to the second hour of All About Cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center with my son Andrew. We're located in the north end of New Bedford on Church Street, 867 Church Street, just off exit 5 off of Route 140. Very easy to get to. We service all makes and models of automobiles. We do all the work, all kinds of work, except for warranty work, obviously. You have to go back to the dealer for that, the recalls and things like that. We sell all kinds of cars. We primarily focus our inventory between 4 and 15,000. We're in the value end of the market. We go through these machines to make sure they run well. And most of our used cars come with a 90-day warranty. A lot of places just give you 30 days. And we give you 90 on the majority of our cars that qualify for it. And we do try to make sure these machines leave and everything's running well. But and if something happens, because machines are like people, they get sick, you can bring it back, and usually under the warranty, we take care of you, and you're covered. So a lot of people are happy. We try to do a good job in keeping our customers satisfied and keeping their cars on the road. Sometimes things happen, and we back you up. We just don't try to give you a hard time, and a lot of places they sometimes just don't want to go do the job the way it should be done, and we don't take shortcuts. And we're not perfect. We make mistakes on occasion, absolutely, but we do try to address them and improve our systems and operations. It's not an easy task, actually, to try to do anything right these days, and keep you. You have to train your help and everybody, to work together as a team and try to take care of the customers. And you are our customers, and you share your wealth with us, and we respect that and certainly understand that. And we're up for election every hour we're open, and you vote with your dollars, and we're obviously out there for your vote, because without your support, we don't continue. I mean, it's really pretty simple economics when you think about it. A lot of companies sometimes forget that, and they lose sight of that. You're more of a number than a customer, and that's unfortunately the way it's gone with a lot of firms today. And even government treats its people like that. We're more servants to the system than masters of the system. I think we've lost sight that we are masters of the system, and ultimately we can have a revolution every 2 years, especially going with our congressional representatives in Congress, our congressional delegation. Every 2 years you can throw them out. But most people are fat and happy. I should say, fat, dumb, and happy. A lot of people are they don't see just how late in the day it is to turn this country around. And it means, I'm not advocating, violent insurrection. No, that's not the answer. It's education, paying attention, knowing the issues, and not just buying into the sound bites and the emotion and this and that, and lacking the knowledge and the depth of doing your homework and being informed. A couple of generations ago, they were less educated in a formal sense, but in many ways they were far more intelligent. They understood economics better than we do. Today, the amount of ignorance out there is appalling. And I'm talking people with degrees. I'm not talking high school dropouts here. Don't misunderstand me. And the lack of at the political level, many of the politicians in power today, and the higher up you go, I think the worse it gets, they just totally out of sync with reality. They don't have a clue of what it takes to run a business, keep it going. When you're used to signing the back of the check, it's awful hard to understanding the realities of signing the front of the check. It's unfortunate when you see what's happening here, and people get sold on the sound bites and the media campaigns. And I read the article about Trump, how his own party's going to come after him because it's affecting the power base at the top. At the top, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They played a game, and it looks like Americans want entertainment all the time. We want entertainment 24/7, whether it's a ball game, baseball game, TV, or whatever. You want entertainment, and that they give it to us. And they are giving it to us. And you just see and you don't see things change for the better. It's and unless we get control of the situation. I mean, The country is pretty much broke. And when you have an $18 trillion deficit, I don't know how we're going to pay it. And if you raise, sure, we have to raise taxes. So that means you're going to be poorer, and I'm going to be poorer. Okay? They say tax the rich, but, my view of taxing the rich is, what is rich? Rich is if you have a job. Okay? Anyone with a job, they're going to come after you and take more out of you. It's the land of the fee, F-E-E. Less of the free, F-R-R-E. Free, F-R-R-E, double E. F-R-E-E, excuse me. So, give me a call, 9960500. Back to cars. If now's the season, if you guys out there driving trucks, you should consider undercoating them. If you get time today's a good day to do it. Sunny out. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy, possibly rain. Just throw a scatter rug down, crawl underneath your truck, and look under it. If it looks really rusty to you, you should really, and you're going to keep your truck, and you want to keep it, if you're still paying on it, all the more so, you should undercoat it to protect it from the rust. Anything with a body on a chassis is far more prone to rusting out than a unibody. Unibodies have their issues too, for sure, but unibodies are easier to undercoat, and it's less expensive because it's easier, and we freely tell you that. Trucks cost more money because they take much more material and it takes much more time to do the job right. Now, you can go to a parts store and buy a couple of cases of undercoat. It's not the same stuff we use. I don't think it's as tenacious. The quality, it's okay. It's out of a spray bomb. It's okay for spot touch-up, fine, okay. But to do the whole car, forget about it. It's prohibitively expensive, much more difficult to work with, and it's frankly not as effective. So if you have a truck or a sport utility, which uses a truck chassis on a lot of these vehicles, you should consult with us on having that vehicle undercoated to protect it, and to protect it from rust and the ravages of the winter. And it, a lot of these salt particles stay underneath the car, even into spring, and it just continues the rusting, the corrosion. Kind of like when you eat a devil dog or a ring-ding and you don't rinse your mouth out at the least. It creates cavities, okay? Eats your enamel in your teeth. Remember that when you were a kid? Well, your truck's no different. And we look at a lot of trucks. We look at a lot of trucks. A lot of them we don't buy. Why? Because they're too bloody rusty. So in our own challenges of trying to find inventory, priced reasonable, one of the biggest deterrents to us is the rust on them. The ones we find reasonable are rotted out. We don't want them. And some of the dealers selling them to us are people, customers, private citizens. We refuse to buy them because they're just too rusty. They need too much work to make right. So we avoid those vehicles. And you should too if you're out in the market for a truck. You've got to be cautious. Now, some surface rust is to be expected. I was talking to a person last week and asked me, well, if I have some rust on my car and I undercoat it, won't that just fester the rust? It'll continue on. Well, rust, if it's already, damage has already been done, it's been done. By coating it, you seal it away from oxygen, and you reduce the spreading of the rust radically. Because the rust, if you remember your chemistry, and maybe Chuck is on the line listening, but in science and chemistry, you needed oxygen to create the oxidation of the iron ore. The iron rusted because of oxygen. Okay, and when you seal off the oxygen, you reduce or stop the rusting. We have two types of undercoating. We do is the regular solvent-based black undercoating that stays pliable, so it doesn't crack off in cold, bitter days. And we use this cosmoline type, like a fluid coat. It's basically like the military cosmoline. Some guys prefer that. It's more smothering over the frame and bodies. It does have to be touched up every couple of years or so, especially if you're off-road a lot and in heavy snows and salt. But some guys, some fellas prefer that method over the black undercoating. So there's two different technologies we use. So give us a call. We can consult with you. Cars cost less to do. So we can do that as well for you. Okay, we'll take this call here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, hi, Ralph.
Hi.
This is Bob calling from Dartmouth, and I enjoy your show immensely.
Oh.
And I was wondering if you could maybe give me some advice. I have a friend who has an antique 1929 Chevrolet Coupe two-door, six-cylinder, and it's garaged. The body appears to be in good shape. I think the engine needs some work.
Uh-huh.
It looks like the interior has been redone, and it had been on the road, according to the sticker on the windshield, up until 2008. It was driven.
Wow.
Had inspection sticker back then. So the family is interested in selling it, but it's difficult to determine what
it's worth.
Be. Yeah.
I can get it appraised for you. If you'd like to call the shop, my brother David's there. That's his specialty, is antique cars.
Oh, good. Yeah.
You can give David a call. I'll give you the number at the shop if you'd like.
Sure.
Maybe you can reach him if he's not outside, or you can call, because sometimes it's hard to hear the phones when we're on Saturdays. We just have very few people there other than the sales department. But give the dealership a call at 998-1141, 998-1141.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and David, hopefully you'll hear. If not, you can reach me. I'll be there probably around 2:30. If you call me, I can get some information and go from there. If
Sure.
And we'll try to help you out or help them out. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the call.
Okay. Bye now.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the call. Okay. We got yes. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing better than I deserve.
Nice one. I got to remember that one.
Yeah.
By the way, my husband, we're riding around in our truck, and he's wondering how much is the undercoating usually costing?
On a truck, it'd probably run closer to $500.
Yeah.
To do a good job. The fluid film would run less, about half that.
Yeah.
The fluid film.
Okay. Well.
So, but I mean, it takes to do the job right, though. It does. We'd have to have the truck. It's the black stuff. The stuff we spray on does take some time, and it's not a nice job to do. I got to tell you freely. I mean, I started doing it when I was 16, way back. And we're doing it today, and we're geared up for it. But if you're going to keep your truck for, if you bought a truck, you're going to keep it for more than 3 years, then it's certainly worth considering, because $500 in rust repairs today is nothing, okay, to fix chassis parts and, weld frames and mounts, shock mounts and spring mounts and, stabilizer links that rot off, all these things that, because people come to us to reconstruct underneath the cars all the time. And it can get real expensive, because now you're doing kind of like blacksmith work, welding, and you got to make the car safe or the truck safe. So it's a small investment for protecting the vehicle.
Yes, it is.
So but it's to do the job right. As we offer two systems, one's less money than the other, but the other, it depends on what you prefer. It's up to you.
Right. And I have a question.
Go ahead.
On that song you just played. Was that guy singing to another guy? It sounded like he was saying Charlie and
no, I played You're Driving Me Crazy, that song, the last one?
Oh, no, the one before that.
Good morning. Let's see. Which one?
The Crosby guy.
Oh. Well, that was Bob Crosby and the Bobcats.
Uh-huh.
Charlie, my boy.
That's what I thought he was saying.
Charlie, my boy. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, that was different. Okay, thank you so much, Ralph. Have a great day.
Yeah. Let us know if you're interested.
I will. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, you played You're Driving Me Crazy?
Yeah.
You didn't say who was the orchestra.
That was Rudy Valley.
Oh, that was very good.
Yeah, you like Rudy? I had to kick up the audio because it was an old recording, and it wasn't, I guess it didn't have a lot of volume on it, on the record. You know what I mean? It was probably played a lot. It was just old. Well, everything's old I play, but, it's new if you never heard it before. But it's a 1930 recording, by the way.
I'm in my car, and I just turned up the volume on that, and it's excellent.
Yeah, no, his music is beautiful. Rudy, I love Rudy Valley. He did some great stuff.
And when you started the program, Happy Days Are Here Again, I was home at that time, and I cranked up the stereo, and that was very good.
Yeah, that song is a good recording. That's Ben Sylvan. That's a nice recording. That was also done in 1930. Right at the beginning of the Depression. Happy Days Are Here Again. You know what? I played it. You know what? We're in our Depression.
Right.
This country's in a mental depression. It's in a financial depression. Unless you're on Wall Street. You know, the money crowd's doing well, thank you. They've robbed Main Street, which is where you and I are at. And here we are. And most people haven't figured it out yet. And, you know, we've sold this line of goods from the left and the right. So here we go.
Getting back to You're Driving Me Crazy.
Yep.
Do you remember back in the 50s the song of Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White?
But vaguely.
It was by Pres Prado. It was a Cuban orchestra.
Oh, really?
Right. Well, he did a version of You're Driving Me Crazy with a Latin beat.
Ah, kind of like a Cuban Latin beat?
Yeah.
Because Cuba was still free in the 50s.
Yeah.
Well.
All right, thank you for taking my call.
Oh, you're entirely welcome. Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Okay, you can call me here at 9960500, toll free 877-996-1420, anywhere on Earth except for North Korea. North Korea. They don't let calls in or out unless they're listening. We do the same thing here, too. They listen to calls. The NSA. Don't kid yourself. Anyway, what else I want to talk? There's all kinds of things to talk about. But if you're in the market for a quality used car, please look us up. Put us on your shopping list. And when you shop around, just compare. Compare. We put a lot of money in our cars before we take your money. A lot of places make the cars look good, and they want to take your money quick. But we do put a substantial investment in a lot of these cars to make them right. So you go out with less headaches. And if there's a problem, we back you up. We take care of it. I mean, I don't like people breaking down any more than the person that broke down with. We try to avoid that. And it doesn't matter. You buy, you know, people say, you could buy a $6,000 car or a $60,000 car. You think the $60,000 car is giving you less headaches? You're wrong. They got their issues too. They can't keep up. The cars are changing so fast, the technologies and the software. They're becoming more electronic machines, basically. It's the electronics that are running the car. And that's the reality. That's the reality. Cars, you know, being designed by PhDs in mechanical and electrical engineering, being serviced out by, well, if you're lucky, a high school graduate. I mean, it's, you know, things are changing. We're not changing fast enough to keep up with it in this world of ours. Do I have all the answers? Hell no. All I know is this country's changing and not for the better. You know, you look back, I mean, Obama's turning out to be a disaster. And listen, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a political atheist. I don't believe in either party. Okay. Now I support a lot of Democrats at the local level. I think there's some decent guys out there. Of course, they have to be. Sometimes they have to march in lock sync with the party bosses. You know, the Politburo. Same goes for Republicans. I read you the article about it. They don't like Trump. He's an outsider. Now he's a billionaire outsider. So he can piss on their parade, no doubt about it, because he's got the money to go tell them to shove it. Now, I'm not backing Trump. Don't misunderstand him. I'm telling you the realities of how the deals are made. But they're looking at all the jobs, all the pork that's spread around, and he's going to come in and say he's going to probably upset a lot of people on both sides of the aisle. And where he's such a high profile, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Hillary, I don't know. I mean, if she's not in prison because of this email scandal and other things in her life, Obama's going to have to do all he can to hold it back. Okay, of course, he doesn't have Eric Holder in there. I mean, Holder did anything. I mean, he sent guns over to Mexico, got one of our border guards killed. They did a false flag event that's going to send all these assault weapons south of the border and say, see how these guns are going across the border? See how we need stricter gun laws? I told you this is a problem in this country, but yet it was all arranged by the government to send these guns. And it killed innocent Mexicans because they got into the wrong hands, the drug cartels, and it also killed an American border guard. And what happened to that? Not much, huh? Not much. You didn't hear much about that after. You didn't hear much about IRS background on holding up and harassing any groups that had, Tea Party or Tea Party tax advocates. They harassed them and did IRS checks on them. Interesting, huh? Kind of operating like the Nazi Party or Stalin. Doesn't it seem the same? What's the difference? What's the difference? So you can see how we're losing our civil liberties, how we're losing our country. But, you know, people are just... So many people go around like zombies. They're brain dead. It's amazing. I don't know. I don't know. It's... Sometimes I think I'm watching... What's that program there on Channel 59 AMC? What is it, Matt? The zombies? What's that program? The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. I don't watch much TV. Maybe that's why I haven't turned into one of the Walking Dead yet. I don't know. It's, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the answers. All I know is, if we don't really get our act together as Americans, we're going to lose this country. And I mean, we can agree to disagree, but you got to get into the conversation. Very good afternoon to you. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. You're there. You're on. You're on.
Oh, okay. I thought this was all about cars with Ralph Medeiros.
It is. It is. Go ahead.
Well,
what's on your mind?
Sounds like politics.
Well, I'm spouting off. Why? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about cars? We talk about cars.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I got 2005 Mercury Montego.
Okay.
And every morning, it's been fine since I bought it. And now in the cold mornings when I start up, it says low oil pressure.
Okay.
Low oil pressure. It shows up right near the dashboard.
When you start it up, it says low.
I'm like, wow. What is that? What do you think it is?
All right. First of all, it's a 2005 Montego Mercury, correct?
Yes, sir.
How many miles?
108.
108.
I'm ready for oil change. Matter of fact, I was going to your place. I guess it did full synthetic. I look at the gauge on the window. It says they did Mobile One.
The
car I bought, the guy I bought the car off was the dealer.
Yeah.
And he says he put Mobile One in all the time.
How long have you had the car?
I just bought it.
You just bought it.
Yes.
And the oil light's on. Or comes on what? The oil light?
No, oil light doesn't come on. Nothing.
Okay, but let's back up here. You told me when you start the car in the morning, your oil light comes on.
No, it says low oil pressure.
Well, okay, same with semantics, the same difference. Low, so your low oil your low oil pressure light or the digital display is telling you that, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Actually, it's written up on the dashboard. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying, wow, it's only on cold days though. Warm days it doesn't do this. Because I bought the car during the summer and never showed up before. Now,
yeah, but
colder weather.
You should bring that. We should bring that by. We should look at that because that could be a serious situation. Have you checked the level of oil in your car?
Yes.
And it's full.
It was full.
Okay.
And I saw the tag on the window, and the tag on the window says, last time the oil change was...
when you picked it up?
Mobile One.
When? Well, they use Mobile One, but how far back?
No, they said your next oil change is 110,000 miles.
Okay.
I'm at 109,899.
So you're getting close. You're getting close.
I'm almost ready to go for an oil change.
Well, we'd have to check why you have low oil pressure sensor light on. It could be
bring it down to your Ralph.
Yeah, it could be a sensor problem, or you could have a oil pump problem.
Oh, I just bought the car. That's why.
Well, I know, but I mean, more than likely, it could be the sensor.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm kind of hypothesizing here. You know, I don't know until we check it. I mean, the least issue would be a new sensor. Could get you out of the woods, and life goes on. You're happy, and you know, life goes on. If it's more serious, we can put a analog gauge on it and see exactly what it should be. Now, it's kind of opposite of what you're telling me from the norm in the sense that usually when you start your car in the morning is when the oil pressure is the highest because the oil is the thickest because it's still cold. As the engine heats up, the oil becomes more viscous, and the pressure lights, if you have weak oil pressure, it becomes more apparent. Okay, so That's why I'm kind of saying possibly the sensor. Okay.
I'm trying to tell you that, you know what, when it's warm, I mean, 56 degrees, no problem. Starts right up, no problem. Now it's just starting up like...
What, cranks you mean? Is that when you go...
Yes. Sounds like it's yes. It doesn't want to start. Well, no, it started fine. It will start right... The starter's right there.
So what's the grinding noise you're making there? What's that, the starter making a noise?
No, once it start, once I turn the key,
Yeah.
it just... Electronic ignition, everybody told me when you're fuel-injected cars, you don't pump the gas.
No,
you just
no.
turn the key. Oh,
Yep.
the old cars, you pump the gas. Remember that?
Yep.
Okay, now the new cars, you just turn the key, you wait like 3 seconds for the fuel injector to kick in, and you turn it. When I turn it, it's like... It starts right up, no problem.
Okay.
I mean, the start is right there, but once it starts...
Does it start, like, is it cranking? You're making those sounds, is it because it's cranking slowly?
No. It starts right up.
Why? Okay.
The crank, no, it's turning right over.
Okay.
But once it starts, the motor doesn't want to turn over. The motor itself. The starter turns it over, and that's okay. Okay, motor, I did my job.
Uh-huh.
And it's your job to...
Keep running.
Right, and all of a sudden it's like...
So after the car starts, let me understand you correctly. So after the car starts, it continues making another noise, and a different kind of noise.
No, fine.
Okay.
When it gets warm, there's no problems.
Okay.
You know what I've been doing? I've been starting the car, and after the car starts, it starts right up. I push the gas, gets right up. It still shows up low oil pressure, but it runs fine.
Yeah.
So I think there's something that's saying, wow, why is it low? Why isn't the computer telling me low oil pressure?
Well, we can scan it. You don't have an engine light on, do you?
No, sir.
Okay.
You just pass the specs in, I get it. So.
Okay. All right.
I was wondering, what the hell is this? Only the cold it does this. You know what? The winter hasn't been here, Ralph.
No.
It's coming.
Oh yeah. Well, this is only a precursor.
So I was like, oh shit! I know.
Yep.
My language.
Yeah. No, it's a precursor. Which starting to,
Yeah. So what's going to happen in the winter? It's an all-wheel drive.
All-wheel. Okay.
2005 Mercury one.
Yeah. Nice machine. Nice machine.
Yeah. Well, I bought it for all-wheel drive so I can get back and forth to work.
Yeah, no, that's a nice machine. Nothing wrong with that car. I mean, other than solving that problem. I think, let us look at it and we can take care of it. Are you still under their warranty?
No, 30 days have been gone, coming past a long time ago.
That's all you had on the car's 30 days?
Yes, used car dealer.
Okay.
I like yourself. I just heard you talk about, you get 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
Well, we give 90.
I know you do.
Yeah, we give 90. I mean, I don't know whatever you got, but okay. Well, listen.
Bring it by your place.
Bring it by. Let us look at that. That's something you don't want. I mean, my gut feeling is it's probably a sensor, or I have to reflash that little information center there, clear it out, and just make sure everything's kosher. Okay? Because if it's that kind of issue you don't want to let fester. Okay?
No, I don't.
No, not if you just bought the car.
Yes, it's the nicest car I've owned since...
Oh, no, it's a nice machine. It's a nice machine.
Veteran, I'm 55 years old. It's the nicest car I've owned.
You're a young guy. Come on. 55, God. You're young.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're...
I'm older than you, so...
You called me a young... Yeah, I'm a young guy.
You're a young guy. You're a young guy.
So, but, peace of mind. That's just been. Before the winter comes in, what should I do? That's why I'm
Bring it by. Talk to Ulysses. Let's take a look at that. Just for your own safety and peace of mind, and make sure it's right. You don't want to be dealing with that.
No, I want to bring it in.
Call him Monday.
Excuse me?
Call him Monday morning. Call Ulysses Monday morning at the shop. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I work during the week, so...
well, we'll make arrangements.
Can I drop it off on Saturday morning? Just drop it there Saturday morning?
Well, what do you work close? We'll get you to work or something, or drop it off the night before. Call us. We'll work something out with you, okay?
Okay, buddy.
We'll work something out with you. We'll make it as least inconvenient as possible.
But we'll get to the bottom of this.
Absolutely.
Just like Columbo.
That's right.
Columbo solves all those cases.
That's it. Where do you work?
Excuse me?
Where do you...
New Bedford.
Okay. Oh, you work... Okay, good. Well, bring it by. We'll hook you up.
Okay, buddy. Go
All right. Don't worry about it, but let's get it. That's something you got to take care of.
I live 2 blocks down from you.
All right. Then you could walk over there.
Yes, I can. I can.
All right. All right.
I call you in the past. I love your show. Matter of fact, I love some of the old stuff.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you in the past. When I was stationed in Pearl Harbor, they have reel-to-reels of old music in Pearl Harbor. If you're a veteran, or matter of fact, if you're in the military, you can go into a room and say, I'd like to hear this. And they says, okay, here's a reel-to-reel. And they put on a reel-to-reel, and you sit down, and they give you headphones, and you sit down and listen to it. Did you know that?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you're all about veterans.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's been pretty cool. You've been very, very boisterous about it.
No, I support the veterans. You kidding me? I think they've been abused, in my opinion, by the system.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to bring Syrians over here, and you know what?
Oh, yeah.
The homeless veterans.
Let's bring in Syrians. Let's give them food stamps and housing and free college educations and everything else, and the country's going to hell in a handbasket. Listen, I'm all for humanitarian support.
Yes,
we build some. We could build some good, safe camps
I'm Polish.
where women.
They came from Poland, okay?
Yeah.
They came, but you know what? They worked. My grandmother worked 37 years at a Christian company.
Well.
She added to the system.
Listen, I can respect that.
What are you going to do?
I can respect that immensely. Well, I'm sure there's very good people amongst them. I'm sure the majority of those people, the Syrians, are terrified. They want some peace. They want to raise their children. I have no doubt about that in my mind.
Yes.
But a lot of them we're not sure on. A lot of young men between the ages of 18 and 30 make good military people. We've had problems already. And I'm saying, let's slow the ship down. We have too many people going on the good ship lollipop. We're up to the gunnels in debt and problems. We're not addressing our problems. And I'm all for support. We could spend in billions overseas. And they've lost billions. They don't know where the hell it went.
You're right.
And I'm not exaggerating. They don't know. We've been robbed by these sons of bitches. And we should be building. We should be building.
You sound like Donald Trump all of a sudden.
No, but we've been robbed. No.
You know what? You're so right.
But we should be building camps to protect these people since we created the problem. You know, our foreign policy has pretty much created this problem. We had that other ding-dong for a President Bush who had a useless war in Iraq that cost us trillions, not billions, trillions. We created ISIS by alienating Saddam's original army, by sending 400,000-man army home with their guns because they had no jobs. They're no longer in the military when we toppled Saddam Hussein. I mean, it's a mess. We created this mess.
Yes, you did.
You know? And you have to ask yourself, huh?
And Bush is into oil.
Well, we should have kept their oil for the blood and the money, the boys we lost and women, but we didn't. I mean, it's
you know how many guys I lost? How many friends I seen die? In my military experience, I'm like, you know what? This whole war is about oil. It ain't about anything else. Dick Cheney, I think he created ISIS to keep the war going, so the warmongers could keep. I mean, the oil keep going.
Well, listen, it's very.
Sorry, I know.
I hear you, but it's very convoluted, very complicated.
But you're right,
and
Ralph.
We should be building camps to keep these people. The women shouldn't be raped or the kids abused. No questions. They should be fed. We're spending billions and billions on missiles and rockets and money pissed away. These big corporations are getting filthy rich over it. And we can't get a street line painted in New Bedford down the street. They don't have, they don't have enough labor and money for paint to paint crosswalks. I mean,
you're right.
But let's raise your taxes again. We're becoming, it's. I've never seen it this screwed up. I've never seen it.
Cleveland back in the '60s.
Yeah, I remember absolutely.
Cleveland, the railroad cars are coming in all the time.
Yeah, but we had jobs, we had factories. We sent it all over to China now. Everybody likes a good deal. Well, they got all the jobs now.
Yes.
So, hey, I got to let you go another call, but thank you. And stop by. We'll take care. We'll patch you up.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, you too. You be safe. God bless.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hello. First-time listener, but really enjoying the show.
Thank you.
Let me say first, I have a car question. I know almost zero about cars.
That's okay. I'm pretty close to you, too, so don't worry about it.
I have a 2006 Honda CR-V, four-wheel drive.
Yep.
And I paid for the extended warranty. It's still under warranty. But I had him go and check it because every time I pull out of my lot, the first time it shifts, there's a clunk that happens, and I would obviously think that's transmission. I had that go. I brought it there twice.
Where? To the dealer?
Colonial Honda.
Okay.
They checked it out twice. They said they can't hear the noise. I didn't go for the ride.
Oh, yeah, they never hear the noise, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It happens every time. Besides this, the car runs beautifully, no check engine lights.
How many miles?
It has 83,000.
Okay. This clunk is like when it's upshifting or downshifting?
So it's when the first shift. So as soon as I pull out of my driveway.
You pull out of your driveway and it goes into second gear, what happens?
It makes as soon as it goes to second gear, it makes like a clunk, like that type of noise.
And when it makes that clunking noise, is it are you still accelerating? In other words, the car's under torque, you're accelerating, you're increasing your...
You can feel it kind of like, not, I don't want to say die down, but you can feel it shifting, what it feels like. Like I still am accelerating though, yes.
Well, okay. What you could do you know whether your transmission dipstick is on that car?
I don't think I have, but I checked. I think it's a sealed.
It's a sealed unit, so it has the one the dealer has to put the stick. Wait, what year is that?
2006.
I don't know. I think it has one on that year. I could be wrong. I could look at it, would you?
Right.
You can look at your owner's manual. But I would say you look at the dipstick, look at the oil, see if it's burnt or smells burnt, to give you an idea. I mean, if you bring it by, I'll go take you around, I'll give you a New York minute, and we can go for around the block, and I'll just give you my personal attention, and I won't charge you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
But that's just a New York minute now.
Right. No,
okay.
You were saying to check the transmission, not the oil, right?
No, transmission oil. You check it to see if it's burnt. It has a burnt smell, like a rancid smell. Smells terrible.
Okay.
So if it's black and dirty and snow doesn't look ruby, it gives you indications. It's kind of like you almost got to do forensics here to see what's going on.
Right. Now I checked. The only thing I did not see anything that said there was a dipstick for the.
Well, it's usually down on the right-hand side. I think on that lower right side, it might be a yellow little cap. I'd have to look it up. I can't. There's so many cars I'm thinking about talking about. So many things going on, but. And anyway, if it's not an issue. Just bring it by. We'll go for a quick ride around the block, and I'll give you my 2 cents.
All right.
Listen, it does this hot or cold, right?
Yeah, hot or cold.
Yeah. Well, Honda's had some issues with transmission, so and you got a service contract, and they have to just make it right for you. End of the story.
Right, and I would. That's what I would have thought too. When I brought it there, they also told me that if there was a problem with the transmission, that I might have to pay the full fee. They would have to take it all apart. And if they found out it was my fault, I would be.
You know what? You know what that is, my friend? That's Bravo Sierra. You know what Bravo Sierra is?
Scare tactics?
No. Bull crap.
Yeah, right.
Okay? That's BS.
Right.
BS, your fault. It's always the customer's fault. I love that policy. Buy another car from them.
Yeah, never.
No, I'm saying, just go buy another car from them. I like being treated that way, too. Listen, I'll give you a New York minute. We'll go around the block, and we'll see what's going on. And then from there, you got to go read your warranty over the weekend. Instead of watching a football game, read your warranty, the paperwork. Hopefully they gave you a copy of it, what you paid for. See what your rights are within that. See what's covered on that. And then you can talk to me, and I ask you, what's covered? You're going to have a little deeper view than the average person, okay?
Okay.
After you read it. Then we'll talk. And then, because you're talking, if you don't do your research now, you're looking at a $2,000 to $3,000 bill on the lean side, the minimal side. Probably they whack you 3 to 4.
Okay.
Okay? So now, how long have you had the car?
This would be a year and a half.
Well, and you got a service contract for what, 2 years?
3 years.
3? And who's the underwriter? Do you know?
I do not know.
Well, okay, you're going to do homework then.
I am.
Okay, before you see me. All right, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye. Wow. All right, I don't mind car talk. I don't mind whatever the hell you want to talk about. Give me a call, 9960500. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. I've been all messed up. I didn't even get to do the sunrise, sunset. I don't know what the hell's happening with the moon. Although the moon looks beautiful. It's past half moon. It's almost not far from a full moon. Absolutely gorgeous last night. I looked at it. I mean, I have to leave this earth. I mean, I just have to just get... You almost say, is this really happening around us? I mean, sometimes you wonder what the heck's going on. But, I don't know. It's... Give me a call here. We can talk about. We're running out of time, so only got a few minutes left, but we can get in your call. There was something here. I mean, I can talk about cars. I can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We got all kinds of stuff, not enough time to talk about. But I did find an article here that I found a little bit interesting. See, this is how the game's played, and we were losing the game. And I'm not trying to puppet Trump by any means. What he's saying is what any observant mind already should know or does know. Okay? When you're paying attention. Here's an article here I found interesting. China to build secure smartphones. China is seeking to make its own secure smartphones in the attempt to insulate its handsets from U.S. surveillance. What the hell? We spy on our own citizens. Why not spy on the Chinese too? Better believe it. The effort involves both state-owned companies and some of the country's savvier technology firms and marks the latest step in Beijing's quest to build a homegrown tech industry that cuts out the U.S. suppliers. Hey, why would we want U.S. suppliers? They're the last few jobs we've got. But I'm sure those U.S. suppliers would be more than happy to build a factory in China and still make money. They won't bring it back here, of course, because they don't want to pay the 35% tax rate. Okay, thank you, Democratic Party. Thank you, Republican Party. It's a game. Chinese officials have long chafed at U.S. companies' dominance in smartphone operating systems and processors, the parts of the handset most vulnerable to hacking. In China, the world's largest smartphone market, almost all handsets are either Apple, iPhones, or are powered by Google's Android operating system. For years, Chinese lagging technology meant there was little it could do. The country's first lady, that's like our first lady here in America, okay? That's like, okay, think of it the same way. You will be hearing more about them in the future, trust me. Last year, she switched publicly to a Chinese-made smartphone, the ZTE Nubra Z5. That's the model of the phone, the name of it, after being criticized for using an iPhone. Yet, the Chinese device ran on an Android, and it included a Qualcomm processor. So it ran on Android software and had a Qualcomm processor. According to the specification list. Now, a number of Chinese technology companies are making progress towards cutting the cords to Western technology. China is encouraging that effort, spurred by revelations in 2013 that former U.S. National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden, that the NSA had placed surveillance backdoors in some of Americans' gear sold overseas. The very issue that we stopped a Chinese switchboard phone company, began with an H. I'm trying to remember the name. I can't remember the name. It began with an H anyway. A Chinese manufacturer of electronic switching for telephone systems. They wanted to come to the United States. They were blocked because we were worried about them having a back door into the software. Well, guess what? We're doing it already. So we already know the game. So there you have it. What's happening with smartphones in China? All kinds of things happening. That we're insulated here in this little part of the world. But I don't know. I'm tempted to play a song, Matt. Instead of keep talking, my voice is starting to tire. But, I guess we got a caller here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hey, hello, Ralph. In regards to that other guy, the guy that just called, if he's got a real problem and he can somehow prove it in some way, or if he has paperwork that's saying whether or not he proves it, they should be honoring it.
Well, I agree with you, but they don't make it easy for you.
I know they don't. But here's my suggestion, and I've done this once, and they are very good if you have a case. And I'm sure you know of it. It's Massachusetts General Laws, Part 71. Let me see if I can recite it from memory. Unfair and deceptive acts or practices in the Commonwealth are hereby declared illegal. And that was a general thing so that people could avoid no lawyer, but so that people would avoid having to find any particular case. Like if they forgot to put on a nut, you had to find a law that said they forgot to put on a nut. Yeah. But if you can prove your case, this small claims court is very sympathetic.
I know. Well, that's when you get to the battle. But they're going to
That's the battle.
He said they already starting to set them up by saying, well, if you damaged it,
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's towing his 28-foot Grady White sport fisherman with his little Honda CRV from Wellfleet to New Bedford.
That's
See,
what they always
that's what the pretense is.
It's unbelievable.
So they're setting him up like they set a lot of people up.
They set you up, and when you're younger, you just take it and say, "That's it. I can't do anymore." But there is this law available at the end of it. If he can't, and he's really convinced that he has some way to show that this should have been honored, some way generally to show. It doesn't even have to be that good, but generally you want to be truthful. I always want to be truthful.
Well,
I'm not trying to rip off an insurance company or a car dealership.
But see,
I just want to be truthful.
And I agree with you entirely.
Yeah.
But they also have to be truthful, and they know.
They should, but they're not.
Yeah.
But well.
And you look at the miles he drove.
They're a business. They may not, and if they don't, I'm just saying keep that in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
That's all.
But see, sometimes
don't mind the suggestion.
as businesses get bigger, like big government, it's not in the little guy's interest. Okay.
It sure is not. It sure is not. And most people just are dissuaded almost immediately from trying to figure out all that you have to do to fight a big thing.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're trying to, whether it's the government or a big corporation, doesn't matter. I mean, it's the same deal.
That's
it's the same. It's the same deal.
Exactly the same. Most people say, "Oh, I could never do this."
Right? Yeah, you got more recourse.
I have to pay more for a lawyer than the cost of the repair is.
Yeah, but
and those people don't. But I'm saying New Bedford small claims court, and I don't mean to say this. You don't have to even put this on the line, but I'm just saying for that kid, if he's really right, they are very sympathetic, and they'll help him.
He's in the information gathering stage, so right now he's going to.
I'm not right. They should be honoring just on the.
Well, but he's just coming. He's just had one shot at the bat.
Right.
Okay. Got to let you go.
He's got to know that it's the yellow clip-on that is on the alternator.
Yeah. I got to let you. We're running out of time.
Right.
I got to let you go.
That is tough to know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Ralph. Thank you for the call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, folks. Look me up at Ralph's Auto Center in the North End of New Bedford. I definitely need your support to keep going. It's not easy, as you all know, and we try to deliver value. We know you work hard for your money like we work hard for our money. And we just want to keep our little shop in business and keep running, and we try to treat the public with respect and, we keep our commitments. Well, thank you, comrades, for choosing to allow me into your life for this to today. And until next week, be safe. We'll go out with a little tune here. Look me up at the shop. Again, Ralph Medeiros. Until next week, God bless. And have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. Go ahead. There we go. Thank you, folks.